Hello, my lovely islanders. It is Sydney Island here. That's Island with the Y, not an S. And how y'all doing? I'm gonna try to do this video in a more smooth way so that I don't have to either edit at all or at least so that I don't have to over edit. Okay, I just want to say that real quick. But anyways, how y'all doing? Y'all doing good? I'm doing good. I'm actually doing really blessed. Like, I cannot complain about a dang thing. Like, I'm following my dreams. I am carrying myself like the woman that I've always wanted to be. And I ain't got no worries. Like, when I tell y'all, I have truly decided to elevate in my life. I have truly decided to elevate and to be a better version of myself. And I'm not just saying that. Like, I feel like I'm experiencing some spiritual ascension right now. And you know, the crazy thing is, when you let go of toxicity and you let go of things that don't serve you and instead decide to pursue your dreams, it feels like spiritual ascension. That's what it feels like. And that's what I'm doing right now. And that's what this video is about. So right now in the year 2024, what month is it? July. I had to look at my calendar. July 2020. How I didn't know it was July. Don't ask me. But yeah. I have decided to pursue my acting career. I wanted to be an actress ever since I was a kid. When I was a kid, my mom would make us do like funny little skits and record us acting and stuff like that. And that really gave me that boost to want to do something like that. And that acting kind of like that silly personality and doing funny little voices, I've done that ever since I was a kid. So what better thing to do than to get paid with that? I was literally just having fun as a kid, obviously, because that's what kids do. We just have fun, you know. Had a really good childhood. So I have my notes here because I always take like a buttload of notes before every video because it's hard for me to just turn on the camera and rant. Like, I have to have some type of outline. Right. And after taking this script supervisor workshop class, which is like a film class, after taking this class the other day, I realized that the meticulous way that I am when it comes to my videos and the way that I write my comedy skits and the way that I edit my videos and stuff, it made me realize that I am actually meant for this. I used to just think that I was just too meticulous for words and I was just being crazy. But it turns out that in order to be a script supervisor on a movie set, you have to be extremely meticulous about every little thing. You have to be meticulous about the time that somebody turns slightly to the left and stuff like that. Like, that stuff is really important. So yeah, I've learned a lot. Okay, so let's just jump right into the topic of the video. Well, not the topic, but the title of the video, which is I am finally following my acting dreams and it's scary. Let's talk about the scary part, okay? We talked a little bit about acting, a little acting class that I went to, and I'm going to talk more about all of this on my channel, you know, as far as the acting events that I've gone to, the acting classes, all of that type of stuff, right? But let's talk about why it's scary. Because it's scary. It's scary. So the reason why it's scary to me is because I'm diving into the unknown. About a month ago, I went on my very first acting audition, and it was for a play at the Hattaloo Theater in Memphis, Tennessee. And it was scary because I've never done it before. It was very exciting. And that's the thing, it's super exciting, and you feel happy and you feel joyful because you're doing something that you know you're good at and something that you want to be better at. And you just take all of these experiences as an opportunity to learn and to grow, you know. And, you know, it's still a complete dive into the unknown because I've never been in a play. I've never actually been in like an official short film. I've made my own little short films and skits on YouTube, but I've never had a team, none of that. Right? Never been in a commercial. All these things I will do in the near future, but none of which I have done yet. Right? So it's scary. And one thing, I have to talk about this, you know, I have to talk about how I feel, you know, showing up in these places and in these spaces, being a newbie, being an amateur. There's a certain level of freedom in being an amateur, just getting into the film industry, but there's a certain level of fear and anxiety, right? Like you kind of just, for me, like I just, yeah, just yesterday. Today is Monday, so I went to this 2-part film class, right? So it was 2 days. One was Saturday, one was Sunday. And it was a script supervisor workshop. Go follow me on Instagram. I made posts about it, about what we did, and we watched some actors act, and I got like a little clip of them acting and all that good stuff. And so go check me out on Instagram, girl. You know you want to at Sydney_Island. Okay, all lowercase. Wow, that was ill. Like hold on. Hold on. I want to do, but I don't want to touch my lipstick. So I'm gonna, yeah. Anyway, so yeah. So like in the script supervisor class, I felt awkward, but not awkward in the sense of like I feel like I don't belong. Not like that, because I'm used to feeling like that. I did not feel like that. I felt awkward in the sense of like I don't know how to be. I don't know how to show up. How do I carry myself now that people know that I'm actually pursuing acting? I'm so used to hiding that. I'm so used to hiding that because I've had to work jobs where I felt like if I talked about it too much, people would be jealous or they would view me as a threat. And I say that because there was a lot of jealousy at my old job, of which I just quit. Okay. And I'm finally able to like talk about where I worked and what was going on there. I was not comfortable with talking about my previous job, which was working at a library. I just didn't talk about it because I don't know. I don't even know, girl. I don't even know. But yeah, it was a lot of jealousy. And I want to talk about all of that, you know. Hopefully I'm like staying on track. Because I'm like, I feel like I'm not gonna like over edit this. You know what I'm saying? I kind of just want to just flow, right? So yeah, diving into the unknown. I had this level of anxiety because it's like, how do I carry myself? Everybody knows that I'm an actress, and so I felt like I have to carry myself a certain way, right? Like I'm an actress. I have to be confident. I have to network. And that was a really big thing for me being in this group supervisor workshop was the pressure to network. You know, was this pressure of like, girl, like say something. You need to talk. Like don't be an introvert. Don't be quiet because you never know who could help you get your foot in the door and all of those things, right? And that was day one. I was like, oh my gosh, like don't be so quiet. And I felt very introverted and awkward and shy. I did speak up, of course. I do like to talk despite me being an introvert. I do like to push myself and I have to let my voice be heard. You know, despite the fear and the social anxiety, which I can have pretty bad social anxiety, I had to speak up and I did. I spoke up in class. I asked the professor questions. I talked to people, but it wasn't necessarily to my liking, especially the first class, right? And I told myself when I went home, I'm like, okay, tomorrow, the second class, we got to speak up more, right? And the thing that helped me with that pressure to network was when I said to myself, Sydney, you know what you really want. You know what you really want. And it's to connect with people. It's to having that genuine human connection. That's really why you're in this industry in the first place. So instead of thinking about like what this networking can do for your career, think about what networking can do for your soul. Think about what networking can do for you as a truth seeker and as a seeker of real genuine relationships. For me, in my life right now, my relationships are in like serious need of reconstruction and revamping, and I just let go of a couple of friends because of feeling like that I didn't connect with them on like a genuine level. Like I felt like I had to pretend, you know, and cover up the fact that I'm into acting. I didn't feel comfortable talking to my friends about like these particular friends here in Memphis. I didn't feel comfortable talking about like acting because I felt they would be jealous. Well, this one friend particularly, that she would be jealous because she doesn't really have much going for herself. Like she's not really doing anything, you know? And so, yeah, and that just sounds harsh and I hate to say that, but there's people out here that they spend a lot of time crying and complaining about what they don't have and what their mama and daddy did to them when they was a kid, and they just want to get on the phone and cry about how hard it was when they was in high school, and that was 4 years ago. And you like, okay, now what? I'm like, and my mom like, shut up. Like, what about your career? What about who you want to be now? What about who you want to be 5 years from now? That's in the past, baby. And then I get to the Baltimore in me get to turning up, and I'm like, if you keep on with this mess, you're gonna have to get up off my phone. Okay? Because what I want is growth. And if you don't have the intention to grow, we can't be friends. Right? So, girl, child, I done lost my part because I was getting into that. But yeah, diving into the unknown. Yeah, networking. That was a huge pressure for me, was that pressure to network and get to know people, because you hear that all the time being in this field. And when people give you advice, and the teachers, the acting teachers, they teach you things. They always say network, 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 right? And so I felt that pressure, and I also just felt that natural pressure to network because I know that it's really important. And you know what? Let me backtrack that. Let me not backtrack that. Talking to the actors, like people who was trying out at the Hatterloo Theater, and this woman who just signed on to be my acting mentor. I'm so excited. They will say, like, talk to people. You never know who needs an actress, right? And so there was that pressure, but the pressure to network really came from myself, in the, having the knowing that who you know, that's really important. And having that good impression, that's really important, And so, yeah, the scary part is diving into the unknown, and I really have to tinkle, so I'm going to go tinkle real quick. Let me pause this video. You like my orange pants? You like the versatility in color? Yeah, girl, I like bright colors. I like them bright, girl. Okay, so let's jump right back into what I was saying. About that pressure to network and all that. I don't want to like linger on one topic. So let's just keep it rolling. Okay, so the next thing that's scary about pursuing my dreams as an actress is, I wrote that down, trying to figure out how to be. I just said that. Losing people that you love out of jealousy. Like, yeah, I got to make a whole separate video about when I decided to quit my job recently. That was very toxic for me. Everything else changed. Like, everything in my life changed. Like, quitting this library job, which was toxic because there was a lot of gossip and, oh, Lord, a lot of gossip, there was a dude that said some very inappropriate things to me sexually and made me feel violated, and I had to go to HR, and child, I need a whole story time for that. And I felt like HR wasn't even taking it seriously, and dude, child, it's just too much. And then my supervisor watching my every move, following me around, snooping behind, bossing me around, being rude, being disrespectful. Got the manager like to scream at people for no reason. Child, always on her period, even when she not on her period type of person. Y'all know that y'all got that one woman, that boss, that freaking boss, that always is on her period, even when she not on her period. Like, she always in a mood. She always got this look on her face like she irritated or she's sad. Ooh, Lord. I'm okay. I thought I was going to die for a minute. Like, I really thought my life was about to be over just now. But, y'all saw that serious look on my face just now. But, yeah. So, yeah, like, the fear of losing people that you love out of jealousy. You know, there was a lot of jealousy at the old job, and then there was just one friendship that I battled back and forth with whether I wanted to leave or not. And the thing is, and the reason why is because once I quit that job and I said I'm going to follow my dreams, you realize who is also in the pursuit of following their dreams and who is just lagging behind playing the victim. And I realized that this friend who I had a lot of fun with was lagging behind and playing the victim. Like, and you can just feel that, like, that slow incline after you let go of something toxic, right? I let go of my library job and it was toxic, right? And then I got on this virtual session with this producer, she's producer, director, actress, all of that. Like somebody who knows a lot of very important people in the film industry here. And the conversation changed my life. And, and then she decided to be my mentor. And I'm like, okay, this is important. I'm doing something real here. This could be something big. And after that session with her, this was after I quit my library job. Well, almost. I had put in my 1 week notice. I hadn't quit 100%. I had put in my 1 week notice and I had one more day to go back. And after that virtual session with her, I just, when it was over, I just burst into tears because I felt close to life. I felt close to a better life in a way that I had not felt, ever in all of my 28 years of living, ever. And when you have such a real conversation about real stuff and you trying to really do some real stuff, like this is business for me. This is my career. This is something that I'm trying to make a living out of. This is not just some job to give me some checks to pay rent. This is something that I'm trying to make a living out of. And not just that, but this is something that I'm very passionate about. This is something that I feel like is my destiny. This is something that I want to change the world with. This is something where if I were to make a large sum of wealth from it, that I would donate it to charity and change the world, you know what I'm saying? And like be able to help people who can't help themselves. Like this is real. I'm on a mission. I'm living with a purpose. And so when you get on the phone with your friend and she just talking about her boyfriend and how she just, I just want my boyfriend to call me and I miss my boyfriend, and complaining about how she don't feel good and don't really have nothing important to talk about. And all you got going on is this major change. And you just want to talk about it. And you feel like you can't. Because you feel like she's going to be jealous. Because she's already shown that trait of jealousy before. But we're going to actually talk about the whole thing with friendships and getting rid of toxicity and all of that in a full video. But I feel like I'm going to have to make this into 2 parts, actually. But yeah, I don't need to make it into 2 parts, but I am going to talk a lot more about this. But that's the thing that is scary, is diving into the unknown. Not knowing how to necessarily like carry yourself. Like me being a little introverted, I came into an introvert and then I started watching people and hear them talking. I'm like, okay, these people are very relaxed and they're being themselves. Like I grew up in a household where I was conditioned to feel that I shouldn't speak and that I should be I had to like walk on eggshells. And so I'm still kind of like getting out of that, I'm still kind of getting out of the conditioning, and in the previous job I let go of, it was like a lot of nitpicking and treating me like I could never do anything right. And so you kind of carry that into the new environment, right? And you're trying to figure out how to not let any of that show, how to not let any of that weight from those negative experiences, how to not let any of that show. Fake it till you make it, pretty much. You're trying to come across as like confident, happy, just ready to just do it. But there's some things weighing on your shoulders. And it's the toxicity that you just got out of. And having to pull yourself out of all of that negative talk and the verbal abuse. And it was just the work environment was very abusive. was very abusive to me. In my opinion, it triggered abuse from like my past. And how do you go into a place acting like you didn't just get out of all of that? And it's hard not to show, so that it's scary. And it's scary that you're scared of, like, for me, I always want to prevent being taken advantage of. And so when you come into a place kind of timid and anxious, you also fear that people will take advantage of that as well. And this is a competitive industry. So, you fear that people will take advantage, and this is not an industry where you can walk in and really act like some scared kid, and don't get me wrong. I know who I am as a person and I know my purpose. But whenever I'm new to something, I'm always timid and quiet in the very beginning. And then over time, once I get relaxed, then I start to get loud and expressive. And that kind of happened with the workshop class. At first, I was like very timid. The second day, I started opening up more and talking, but I'm still dealing with that timidity because I'm so used to being in environments where I have to be on guard because there's somebody gossiping about me, talking crap about me, somebody ready to just pull me to their office and say, you did this wrong, you did this wrong, you did this wrong. And the tasks are so simple and they're doing it out of spite. It's just, that's a lot. And then I literally just left that. And then here I am, like, I'm an actress. Like, yeah. So I don't want to go on too long with this video. I'm going to make many more videos, but I hope that you all enjoyed this video. I'm going to make many, many more videos. And also, please ask me, any questions about being in this industry and just anything you want to ask me. I also do birth chart readings. I do astrological birth chart readings. So email me at s.island55@yahoo.com. That is s.iyland55@yahoo.com. I do birth chart readings. Sun, moon, rising, north node, Chiron, Lilith, all of that. I got you. I'm your girl for that. And what else I need to say? Oh yeah, follow me on Instagram, TikTok. TikTok is at itty-bitty-black-alien. Yeah, I'll probably put an intro with that information anyway. But yeah, that's all I got to say, y'all. Please, 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 please follow your dreams. And I'm not saying this for no reason. I am saying this because that change of frequency, when you go from working a job you hate, being around other people who hate that job, and everybody always talking crap, and they're always miserable. They're miserable, they're jealous, they're unhealthy, all these things, right? They don't exercise, all these things. And you go from that environment and you transition to an environment where people are like, that's the thing, I gotta talk about this with the change of energy with the frequency of people as well. The actors, they're happy and they're giving people hugs and they're friendly, and there's just this energy of love that I didn't feel at my old job. It was more envy and anger and pettiness and narcissism than love. And so you transition and you feel a very intense change in frequency, and it's like you were here, you go here. And I feel that change, and it's put a smile on my face because I decided to follow my dreams. And so now the challenge for me is to keep going, keep showing up in those spaces so that you can keep having that smile on your face. And you can keep showing up to tell people, yo, I just went to this acting event and I had so much fun and I met these people that I really felt like I could click with, this, that, and the third. And I'm just smiling the whole way through the video. And just a month ago, I was sitting at a desk at a library looking like I wanted to freaking jump off a bridge. That's some real stuff. So I say follow your dreams for that reason. Okay? Love yourself, please. It is imperative, and love life. Deuces.